At least 5 people have lost their lives in the Eaton Fire, and among them was a grandfather, Rodney Nickerson.
KCAL News reporter Jasmine Veal is live in Altadena to tell us more about him. Jazz.
And Amy, I'm standing in front of his house right now, a home that he bought back in 1968 with just $5. He lived here. His daughters and grandchildren, grew up in this home, and his daughter, Kimiko Nickerson, just arrived. Kimiko, I know this is so hard. Tears are in your eyes. You were telling me about the history, the legacy that Rodney Kent Nickerson leaves behind.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me about your dad, and obviously we'll go back to Tuesday night when this firestorm hit.
He's been living here since 1968. This is the house that I came home to as a child. And I've been here my whole life. I don't know anywhere else other than here. Myself and my brother and my son, Chase, and his other grandchildren, this is where we've been our whole life. And my son tried to get him to leave, and my neighbors and myself, and he said he'll be fine. I'll be here when you guys come back. And he said his house would be here. His house is here, and he was here too. He was in his bed when I found him.
I know family members found some bones.
Yeah, we found him bones. His whole body was there, intact.
So sorry. His legacy, his grandfather established Nickerson Gardens in Watts, the largest public housing development in LA.
Yes, ma'am. William Nickerson, my great-great-grandfather, his grandfather, was the founder and owner of Nickerson Gardens in Watts. And then from there, he started Golden State Mutual, which still exists on the corner of Western and Adams. And we've been here.
An engineer. I mean, this is an 83-year-old man who leaves behind 45 years of work at Lockheed Martin.
Yeah, he worked at Lockheed Martin for 45 years. He was a project engineer manager. My mom worked at Lockheed. He started at Lockheed when they were in Burbank, and when they moved to Palmdale, he commuted from here to Palmdale every day until he retired.
Rodney Kent Nickerson, one of, at this point, at least 5 people killed in this firestorm that blew through here Tuesday night. We know cadaver dogs are out there. The sheriff's department actually wouldn't even give a number anymore with the people who died. Another man up the street from here on East Loma, also we're hearing passed away in his home, very close to here. I mean, this neighborhood just wiped out. These homes burned to the ground.
The neighborhood is completely gone, blocks and blocks and blocks down, and it's just devastating. It's devastating.
It is. It's horrible.
It's horrible.
Your grandson, 25-year-old Chase, was here living with Rodney. Chase said, "I'm out of here at 11 p.m. Tell me what happened."
He just kept telling my dad, "Come on, pack up the car. Papa, come on, let's go." Yeah. And he was like, "I'll be right behind you." And he put some stuff in the car that's still there. And Chase was like, "Papa, we got to go now." And he says, "If I need to go, I'll go. But grandson, I don't need to go right now. But I'll be here."
Chase couldn't convince. I mean, it was just Grandpa's going to stay.
Yeah. And boy, did he stay.
Yeah. You were at work at LAX.
Yes, I work at United Airlines, and they've been very accommodating to me. And my coworkers are very accommodating to me.
I know. Can you... Your mom passed away, I know, a few years ago, and this...
And my dad has been here, continuing on what he's been doing since 1968.
I mean, he wanted to stay in the home that he has lived in for decades.
This is true. And he did just that.
Yeah.
He did just that.
What was the last conversation you had? Was it when he had just told you, "I'll be here tomorrow"?
I'll be here tomorrow. That was the last thing he verbally said to me, was, "I'll be here tomorrow."
And you couldn't do any, I mean, you were far away.
I was far away.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you very much for everything.
Oh, no, and I know we have pictures of your dad we're showing. I mean, him, the life that he had. But it doesn't make it any easier, even at 83 years old. I know across the street, I was speaking to your neighbor yesterday. She was able to get out her 92-year-old father.
Yes, Owen.
But it was difficult. I mean, she said, they're fragile.
He didn't want to go.
Yeah, he didn't want to go.
He didn't want to go. Owen, he's been living here around the same time, 1968. I've known all these people my whole life.
Oh.
They were here before I came.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about the firefight and what you're hearing. I know, as I look around, just seeing these homes that have burned to the ground, and there were, resources that were stretched thin. Water had run dry out of fire hydrants. Did you even imagine that those could be the issues that fire departments would deal with? And this storm, I mean, unprecedented, right? With these gusts, 85 mile per hour wind gusts, 99 mile per hour. I mean, just, did you ever think that it would come to this?
No, I hiked the trail at Mount Low, and when you get to the top there's artifacts from where the hotel used to be and whatnot, and the information that's at the top, what took that out was a violent windstorm then. They said the winds were over 90 miles an hour, and a fire took that whole hillside out. It's just amazing. My neighbors and I can't grasp how the mountain didn't burn at all, but it came down here and went through the whole neighborhood.
An area that you would think wouldn't be impacted by wildfire, way up in the foothills. And we're still 3 miles from where this fire started in Eaton Canyon.
That's right. And the whole community is gone. The whole community is gone.
Do you think your dad, Rodney, tried to fight the fire at all? I mean, was he even capable of getting out there with the hose or stomping out embers? People were using toilet water to put out the flames. I spoke to someone using Gatorade, almond milk, I mean, because they didn't have the water.
He was out there at about 7 p.m. in the backyard, watering in the backyard and watering a little bit in the front yard. But then after that, because of the smell of the smoke, we all tried to just stay inside or gather what you needed inside to go.
Yeah, and so he probably fought as hard as he could, and then, but he must have gone to bed. It's just heartbreaking.
He went to bed at some point because he's used to getting up at 4 a.m. when he was going to Lockheed. So at some point he went to bed because he was in bed.
And it was text messages, or you couldn't get through to him?
The text messages stopped. After a while, they stopped. The text messages stopped probably at about 11 p.m.
Okay.
At about 11 p.m., the text messages stopped. And the last phone call when I talked to him last was about 9:30, 9:40.
Oh.
And he was walking around with his lantern in the house. Chase and I were talking to him. We were on FaceTime. And he was in there with his lantern, gathering his stuff and putting stuff up. He had just took his medicine. And that was it.
But your son left a few hours after that at 11 p.m.
A few hours after
he's
that.
okay?
Chase is okay.
Okay.
He's okay.
Traumatized, I'm sure.
Very much so.
I'm so sorry.
Very much so. Very much so.
I just thank you for even talking and being this strong. I know it's difficult, and the last thing you want to do is, sometimes talk to reporters, but I'm glad we could share his story.
Thank you.
I just, the more I learn about Rodney and the life that he led, so I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry.
I appreciate you checking in.
Yeah.
And I appreciate you guys showing concern, and I appreciate you wanting to talk about my dad.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Just all these stories that I've heard over the last 2 days, from the Palisades to this Eaton Fire, folks who've lost everything, but again, to lose a life, that's the hardest. You see homes that have burned down, but to lose a life, so. Best of luck to your prayers to your family.
I really appreciate it. Check on me, okay?
I will.
Okay.
I will for sure.
All right, thank you.
All right, I'm going to let Kimiko go. She's been talking to detectives who are here with the Sheriff's Department. I should just say deputies have told her that homicide detectives are going to be making their way back here to her father's house. Then the coroner, again, we saw that van just up the street from here, checking out yet another home where we're hearing that another person, I think a man, had passed away, but we're trying to confirm that. We know that you had seniors, the elderly, evacuated, literally rescued out of some senior living facilities on Altadena Drive when this firestorm hit. So many people that they had to get out of the way, but unfortunately, those who did not just had no chance against these flames that came tearing through here. And it's just, yeah, there are no words. We talked about it this morning with some of my colleagues. This entire landscape, this entire place has changed forever. And obviously the lives of the poor Nickerson family changed forever too. And just dealing with so much grief. I'll send it back to you live here on Altapine Drive. Jasmine, VLKKL News.
Jasmine, thank you so much for bringing us that interview and allowing Kimiko to share the life and legacy of Rodney Nickerson. Thank you so much.
Such a touching interview. Rachel, maybe you could.
Yeah, very emotional, because I think the story of Mr. Nickerson hits home. He's like our own fathers, our own grandfathers. So when you hear of a life well lived, such as Mr. Nickerson, and the loss of a life, it strikes a chord with us as well.